Today's video is the PS3, which I got in 2009 as a Christmas present, I believe it was. And I have to split up PS3 into two videos because there's a lot to talk about here. First game I got, I believe, was F1 Championship Edition. That was, well, based on the 2006 season, but I got in 2009. There weren't really any other console Formula 1 games at the time. And yeah, I really enjoyed that game a lot. That was, had an interesting career mode. I think you sort of start at a back marketing. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the three. It was Super Gory, Midland, or Toro Rosso. I can't remember which one. Then I got signed up by Toyota as a test driver, and over time, after doing well in test sessions, I got picked for a main driver role. And after progressing into Toyota, I went on to McLaren, and that was that was a good thing about Formula 1 Championship Edition. The career mode was really good, and also there was something called Car Evolution, which was almost like a guided car setup, which I'm amazed other games don't do, because that was a really clever idea. Yeah, that was that. I remember I also got Little Big Planet, or whatever the hell that game was called. What I can't remember what that game was called, but yeah, I remember not liking that very much. It was mostly just putting stickers on things. I'm sure it got better as it went on, but I didn't want to. It wasn't my kind of game. I do remember I also had Ninja Gaiden Sigma as well. That was I talked about Ninja Gaiden in the classic Xbox video, and yeah, this was sort of an updated version of that game. A few boss changes, a few less puzzles. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. I also played two of the Rainbow Six games. I wasn't usually into shooting games, but this was more of a tactical approach where you're the it's almost like not quite a SWAT team, but you sort of command a team of three, and you sort of tell your crew how to infiltrate like buildings, and how to tactically approach enter rooms and get hostages out of hostage situations. Yeah, there are two games in there. That was good fun. Those games. But yeah, like I said, it was the tactics that drew me to it. And also the fact you could cover behind things, much like Perfect Dark Zero. Yeah, so I really liked that. Then came the Codemasters Formula 1 games, and that'll lead me to the worst game I've ever played in my life. Believe it or not, it's Formula 1 2010, the first PS3 Codemasters game. The game itself played well, but there were some unforgivable bugs. There was you could have a career, and it would just, the save file would just corrupt constantly, and there were some unforgivable bugs where you could make a pit stop, but if you make it on the same lap as your teammate, you'd get locked into the stop. You just get locked into a waiting position. You couldn't move, and even worse, you go into a menu. There was no retire from the race option. If the race wasn't going well, you had to smash into something and lose a wheel before you officially counted as retired from the race. So yeah, that was not a very good game. The next one, 2011, was a huge improvement, and this is where I got my first steering wheel. It didn't even have pedals. It sort of, the accelerating brake pedals were where the gear pedals would be. So, and I was still using auto gears at this point, so I'd be accelerating and braking. Yeah, that was my, and that was, I don't think it was even force feedback. I think it felt like bungee cord, because the way the wheel kept moving around. I can't remember exactly, but the other racing game I played was Dirt 2. And that was part of the Colin McRae series. I never owned any of the Colin McRae games, but Dirt 2 was the first that I actually owned, and yeah, that had an incredible soundtrack. And it had a sort of a level system. You you did races, you gained levels, you gained a level, and that unlocked a possibility to acquire more cars. And there was also things like Trailblazer and Standard Rally and sort of stunt drivers. So yeah, that's sort of how Codemasters games were then. And the final game to talk about in that early era of my early era of the PS3 was Grid. That was the next that was part of the touring car series. So I didn't play Toka Race Driver 3. I missed that one, but I did play the first Grid game. That had the unique that had a similar career to Dirt 2. One thing that was very unique about it was the ability to design your own team and hire a second driver. You could hire Johnny Herbert, you could hire Yuji Ide, you could hire Pedro Lamy, and that was also my introduction to racing at Le Mans. They had they had a version of Le Mans you could race on in the career mode, and that would end a season racing at Le Mans, which was it was quite unique. But I don't think I had the patience for that game, at least how to control it. And a lot of this was going on when I was at university. What I found was that things change. Like, when I finish university, that's when I'll come on to the second part of the PS3 video, because there's a lot of things to talk about there afterwards. But anyway, this has been part 1 of my PS3 journey, and I'll do PS2 in the next video. Thank you for watching.